In Dexter's laboratory lives the smartest boy you've ever seen. But did he blow those experiments to smithereens? Let's go.
Hello everyone. Long time no talk. It's been a minute. SGC here from Dating and Development. I hope we're all well. If you know who I am, fair play to you. I have to try to stop swearing as much. Before I get started, make sure you comment, like, subscribe and share if you found any information from this video useful. Even from my previous videos, hit the subscribe button. It'll help me out a bunch. Now, a short one for today because I'm quite busy this week with other projects. Dating for men from the ages of 18 to in and around 25, maybe a bit older, is going to be rather difficult, and I'll explain why. You see, folks, women from the ages of 16 to their late 20s, whenever the wall approaches, are in their prime. What do I mean they're in their prime? They're in their prime in terms of fertility and looks. They're going to look good. Men are going to want them. And there's going to be an overabundance of men competing for those ladies' attention. True story, man. I've been there. And the thing is that with these ladies who are in their prime, they have the pick of men. They have the pick of the litter. And they can afford to be choosy. Choosy woozy, lemon swoozy. They can afford this because of their youth, their looks. See, when you're born a woman, you're automatically accepted as being a woman in society. However, on the flip side of this, as a man, you have to earn your place. It's called the burden of performance. A man has to perform. A man has to make a man of himself in society. It's your man card. Unfortunate, yes, but that burden of performance should be a driver of motivation for you folks. That's how I look at it. Now, the thing is as well is that women are attracted to resources, they're attracted to the money, and they're attracted to the looks. Yet, those things, as I said in a previous video, they afford men opportunities. Now, if you want to look at older guys, they'll have that status, they'll have those looks, and because men hit their prime a lot later, in the ages of around 35, they can go for those younger women, because older men want the younger ladies. It's to do with fertility. It is. It's a man's prerogative to, let the ladies become the insemination station, really, and plant their seed in as many chicas as possible. But obviously, these younger girls would give that man that sense that they're very fertile and everything else. So the younger guys who have to make a man out of themselves have to compete with the men who've already made a man out of themselves. And those two kind of guys clashing with each other, obviously the women are going to go for men who are much more successful, who have much more financial stability and everything else, because they can provide for the younger ladies. And if you're a man who's very good looking and quite young, then you'll get the opportunity to get with girls. But to achieve anything that's very fruitful can be quite a hard task to do. Trust me, I've been there. Like, even when I was single in my early 20s, even in college at that, yes, I was kissing girls left, right and centre just purely because of sexual charisma. But to achieve anything long term, or for the girls I really, really wanted, they weren't going for me because I had nothing to give them. And they were going with these older guys, or, much more resourceful kind of guys. I see the nights out where these girls are 19 getting with these guys who are in their 20s, late 20s. It happens, and dating as a young man is a very hard time. It's going to be, because you don't have the options, but the women do. But here is an advantage to that, because you see, that script flips when you're older. When you hit your prime as a man, you'll have the pick of the litter. But when the girls get older, now obviously there will be exceptions to the rule, but the rule is never the exception. They'll have less options because they won't be as attractive to men, because they'll have the wrinkles and everything else. Now, you can give out all you want. I'm not saying that in a way that, is derogatory towards the chicks But I'm saying it's a matter of fact because older men prefer the younger ladies. It is what it is. Call it double standards, whatever you want, but I don't really care because that's how it goes. It is what it is. And the men have that kind of option. And then they realize, oh my goodness, this is what it's like to be in the candy store. This is what it's like to be in the sweet shop, to have all these options. But for men, that's why it's extremely important now, even though your dating life could be terrible and you're in your early 20s. That's why it's extremely important to work hard, to grind, to put in the hours, to make a name of yourself. No point sitting downstairs with your hand in the pants, playing with Pam and her 5 friends while watching hentai. There we go. But yeah, I don't know if I can get demonetized because of that. Watching the dodgy stuff on the color tube. You've got to make a name for yourself. You got to go to the gym. You got to work out. You've got to build yourself up as a man because that's the burdens of performance you have in society. It's a burden of performance you have in society. You have to keep pushing yourself forward. You have to keep going. Keep building yourself up every day, even if it's just 0.1% or 1%. You keep going and you keep pushing forward. You'll have setbacks, but you have to have that goal in mind. Because look, you lose money chasing women, but you never lose women chasing money. Now, I want to touch on something else small as well, and that is, what's my opinion on dating the ladies who are single mothers? And to be honest, I wouldn't do it again. I would not venture down that avenue again because it was an absolute nightmare. Now, I did this when I was 22, 23, and she was 35. I saw her I made the biggest simp move. I bought her a drink across the way. It was so bad. But I got her number, everything else. But, I wouldn't do it again. It's an absolute head wreck because the thing is, you're always competing with her child. That's one major thing I found with it, is that you're always competing with her child. Yeah, she was like, her son was old enough and we're off gallivanting and everything else. But every conversation we had, her son was always brought into it. I'm like, hey, how was your day? Oh yeah, my son said I'm okay. I don't really give a damn crap about what your son said. I'm here to talk about you. I'm here to get to know you. I don't need to get to know your son, to be honest. Hun, take care, Garnier. Not interested. She's out of her goddamn mind. Didn't need to know her son. But you're competing with their child. And the thing is that, lucky I didn't get in too deep. It was bam, slam, thank you, ma'am. Shake hands, kissing the forehead, and a little tuck in a hot milk before sleepy boo. It never progressed any further where I had to start buying stuff for her son and everything else. Because the thing is, when you get into a relationship with a mother like that, now, if she's, widowed or anything like that, different ball game. But if it's a case where, they separated or it was like a bam, slam, thank you, ma'am, here's a paycheck, off he went, and never to be seen again as he drove into the sunset into another lady. Different story. But I just don't want to compete and be, having to look after another child that's not my own. Now that with that circumstance, yeah. But say if I was to be totally older, came across this girl, but she had a child from a previous relationship, that's different. But if it's going to be a hit and run kind of situation, ejaculate and evacuate, well, her and her ex-husband, then I'm not really interested in that sense, because it's all going to be about the child and there's nothing going to be about you, and then you're going to have to start providing for that child too. So look, that's just my 2 cents, but I won't go down that avenue again. Lovely people, yeah, I know people who are single mothers and they're dead sound. They're pretty cool to be around with. Nothing against them. It's just, will I date a single mother again? No, not necessarily. Not my cup of tea. But anyways, that's all I have time for today. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, share, and yeah. Until next time, stay safe and be better. God bless.